All right, all right, all right. What is going on, SHIB Army? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with yet another live stream for you all. And today I have the pleasure to actually have Mr. JD himself, the man, the visionary, the legend, if you will, at this point, on the stream. And today he's going to talk about his perspective on Shiba Inu. And you guys, if you don't know who JD is, by the way, I want to quickly just mention how this entire encounter came about. But first and foremost, I'm going to touch on the overall cryptocurrency market because yesterday night when we were streaming, I said, hey, if we could see Bitcoin hit 50K, wouldn't that be something? And right now, it's well on its way to that 50,000 mark. So Bitcoin at 49,000, Cardano holding strong, right nearly it's near its all-time high. You know, it did surpass its all-time high recently. So again, things are looking good in the overall crypto market. Dogecoin up 16.4% on the week, 4.3% on the day. And of course, Shiba Inu up 2.76% at 848 Satoshi units. But again, mainly consolidating for the last week, awaiting those exchange listing catalysts. So we're waiting for WEBULL to list, of course. We're waiting for Coinbase. We're waiting for everything else to follow. So now let's take a second and let's talk about our wonderful guest that we have. So JD's updates, Mr. JD himself. So how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. It's really a pleasure of mine to have you on. I know the SHIB Army is very excited to have you with us. They were pretty excited last night when I mentioned. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see here, so JD is somebody who created this article, or I don't know what you want to call it. Do you call it an article?
You know, I'm a little 50-50 on whether it's an article or whether it's just some sort of email format. I don't know exactly what you would call it, but it's my
Yeah.
own rendition of a paper, so.
Exactly. Yeah, we could call it JD's future vision for Shiba Inu. So
There you go. That's the format.
absolutely. So he created this, what is it, 4 or 5 pager with just basically a lot of different information regarding the future of SHIB. He's somebody that has been in the crypto space for quite some time now, has found a lot of success with his own crypto investments. So with all that being said, he decided to propose a potential vision and futuristic outlook on Shiba Inu. And you guys know I covered this as soon as I saw it online. I was like, hold on just a second. This here has some real potential. So shout out to everybody from the SHIB Army for actually helping me notice it. Because, again, a lot of people were messaging me. It was on my comments on YouTube, DMs from all the people that support the channel. So I was like, all right, we got to look into this. So I took the time to read it, and I was just absolutely mind blown, taken away by what you had to say. So again, what we're going to do today on this stream is kind of go over everything that is outlined on his article. We'll just call it that for now. And in addition, just so you guys are aware, just kind of a preamble, if you will, this entire article I actually sent over to the development team, and I actually had some feedback from Shaitoshi, who, just to say short bit, tomorrow I'll be answering his direct questions because I asked him questions about the solutions that were proposed. He actually is extremely for the majority of the things mentioned. So just a little bit of a heads up here to give you guys some excitement. So go ahead, introduce yourself, JD, and let them know who you are, man.
Absolutely. So yeah, as he said, I'm JD. So I have been an investor for several years now, and essentially what had happened with this entire situation was I was a very early investor since before there were even 15,000 holders. And since then I've had a lot of time to think to myself of what was the best possible outcomes and best possible applications that can be applied to Shiba Inu and its ecosystem. And so although the paper that you see, only took me less than a day to write, it was an article that has been in preparation for numerous months. So, yeah, I mean, pretty much I am just essentially the guy who who doesn't do anything but watch crypto videos on YouTube and read articles. So, my main goal when I started getting into crypto was to learn everything there is to know about crypto, so that I just am educated on all the aspects. And so that's why I think a big part of the reception that was so positive came along, was because I think a lot of people didn't hear about a lot of the different protocols out there in cryptocurrencies. So yeah, so I'm just here to try to share all the information that I've gathered over the years, and hopefully I will be able to benefit any of the community by doing so.
Much love, much love. And someone said, nice shirt, by the way. It looks like a lot
Thank
of
you. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people anticipated me to look like this, so I mean, it's okay. I love it.
I personally appreciated the mustache the most.
Yes, yes. No, I love fashion, so I mean, I'm
There
totally
you go.
trendy when
There you
that.
go. And a big shout out to everybody for joining us. We're already at, well, how many? We're at 200 people on the stream right now and 71 likes. So if you haven't already, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to follow JD himself, the visionary for SHIB, he might have proposed what will literally take this crypto asset to the moon. But remember, guys, full disclosure, as it says right at the bottom right there, we are both not financial advisors. We're only trying to put you guys on the plays that we are in, of course. So without further ado, JD, I'm going to let you just have at it. And hopefully you guys can ask questions throughout the time. If you want to get his perspective or mine, just go ahead and feel free to ask. I'll be monitoring the chat as much as possible. And I'll let you do pretty much all the discussion you want to start. So go for it, man.
What would you want me to start off with? I can talk about the competition that is surrounding Shiba Inu, or I could talk about the solutions. Where would you like me to start?
I would rather, go ahead and start with competition. Like let's just go in order of how you kind of wrote everything out.
Sure, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, well, if you had already read the article, I essentially start off by discussing a little bit myself, but then I start heading over to the competition that I think the Shiba Inu community should be extremely aware of. But most notably, of all the protocols out there in the currency or cryptocurrency ecosystem, I would say that Polkadot and Terra Luna are the ones that we should look at the most. And the reason for that is because both of these protocols is top of several other protocols. So they don't only have a staking and yield farming protocol, but they also have lending. They also have their already developed stable coin, as well as the incredible ability to pay for your transactions using any coin that you would like. I think that is a very big part of it. And
oh, JD, looks like you're coming in and out for here and there.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Okay.
It just now you're good now. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's what's going on, but you had a little bit of in and out right at the beginning when you were talking about Polkadot.
Oh, Polkadot. Okay. So did you already get the overview of me talking about both of them?
Yep. Exactly. They're the competition. Right. Yep.
Right. So the thing about Polkadot and Terra Luna is the fact that they have these protocols already in place and have a bunch more to offer. Now, this isn't to say that Shiba Inu is not capable of implementing the protocols that these blockchains have. Mm-hmm. However, I do think that we do need to speed our process a little bit. Although I don't want us to rush things and make any mistakes along the way that we don't look at. So I completely understand how it's being done the way it is. However, what I do think that Shiba Inu has that these protocols, as well as most other protocols, don't have, is the community. The community. We have such a strong and devoted community in which we can actually implement a lot of the applications that community-driven, I wouldn't say tokens, but community-driven NFTs offer to their community. And I think that given the scale of Shiba Inu, I think the sky's the limit when it comes to the community-driven aspects when we try to derive an application. So but I want to stress, with Polkadot and Terra Luna, again, the reason why they are something we need to watch is because they have quick transaction speeds, they have very cheap transaction costs, and most importantly, they are both I wouldn't actually say they are both interoperable, but Polkadot is fully interoperable, while Terra Luna has a bridge to several other major blockchains. So these are big things we need to be looking at when we're trying to derive the future of Shiba Inu. Would you like me to keep going?
No, absolutely. Everyone is giving you some great feedback. So I mean, and if I see a good question from the chat directly, I'll go ahead and ask. But so I totally understand where you're at with Polkadot for sure. So
yes.
Yep.
As well as with Polkadot, it's a lot like the incubator system to be able to get the Polkadot chain application on there. So, for example, Kusama is essentially like the little brother of Polkadot, in which all these developers, and the reason for that again is because they use the same coding, similar, except for the fact that actually Kusama is a little faster. But anyways, it's a place for the developers to create their applications in hopes that they will get their application on Polkadot. And so, there's these slot auctions that occur, and you can do crowdfunding if you don't have enough money for it. But with that comes the similar concept to the incubator, I would say. So they're already doing that. So yeah, these are just, I guess I'd say in a nutshell. Also, Terra Luna, its coin is 75% of Terra Luna coins are staked. So that's another thing to take into consideration. Okay, so we need to build incentives. So that was one of the biggest things I had taken out by educating myself with the other protocols that are, similar, if not slightly ahead of Shiba Inu, which would be to learn about them and to figure out how to beat them. Okay, and so that's why I wrote these solutions.
Love it. I love it.
Okay, great.
No, for sure.
So, I mean, I can continue with the solutions. Are there any questions from anyone? I'm not looking at the stream currently.
So far, it looks like nothing. So, someone, Superfly, one of the elite members, is actually asking, do you think SHIB will ever reach where Dogecoin is now? And how long do you think it will take? So, basically, 10x potential from current price action. You guys know my take, but JD, if you want to give yours, that'd be great.
Well, my answer is going to be a little disappointing, and the answer is it depends. It depends on how fast the layer 2 Shibarium is implemented and how long it's going to take for SHI, the stablecoin, is going to be created. These are fundamental things that we need to have implemented on our ecosystem. Because even things like Aave or Compound, you can essentially do lending, staking, farming. But so, yeah, I would say if we were to implement those by the end of the year, I do think we will see Doge fall behind, probably within the next year or so.
Oh, wow. Okay. And, again, I totally agree. I think timeline is what really matters in terms of the implementations and all the things that are on
the protocols are in existence.
Yep, the roadmap for sure. And Tony Issa dropping the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Tony says, "What's up, brother?" SHIBARMY, Saitama, also Ryoshi Vision. Together we shall rise. Hold and be patient. Europop is the face of Shiba. Let's do this, my man. Appreciate the kind words, but let's keep at it, folks. So yeah, if you want to move on. So talked about Polkadot. Tell me a little bit more about this Terra Luna, because I know you kind of touched on it a little bit. But
okay, well, Terra Luna is essentially a smart contract system, and its native token is Luna, and it's very, very kind of smart the way they did it. They named their coin based off of the price action that's inevitably going to occur, because the way Terra Luna works is that in order to use the protocol, you need to obtain their stablecoin, which is UST. And with that stablecoin, you can do various things. There's really only 3 applications on the Terra Luna right now, but with all 3 of them, you can use UST in order to accrue interest. And so it's actually incredible interest, though, on a stable coin. So that's the important part, is that it's a stable coin. And you can accrue 20% interest. That is completely legit. There's no there's no tricks to it. And so the way it works, though, is that when you stake, or when you try to purchase your UST, you first have to burn the equal amount of Luna. So it's a complete burning system. And with the new fundamental upgrades that are coming out, the Columbus 5 as well as the wormhole, Columbus 5 essentially allows more burning to take place when you purchase UST, and the wormhole allows for a bridging system to bridge between several of the major blockchains, so like the Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, as well as I believe it was Solana.
Solana,
I think it's the third.
Gotcha.
So,
man,
yeah,
and I just pulled up. Okay, and I just pulled up Terra Luna's price action. Holy smokes, man!
That's right.
I don't know how long you've been invested, but
you should have invested when I wrote this article.
Oh my goodness, yeah, man, it's been absolutely just astronomical. Wow. So a little bit more about Terra Luna then. Well, thank you for kind of putting us on. So I read it through, and I kind of skimmed through that part because I was like, okay, I don't know too much about it, but
it's very complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. I mean, because it really just delves deep into the bank system, and it tries to give a true alternative to it that is considered more legitimate and safe to people than
Gotcha.
other protocols.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And then we have Volo Status dropping also a super chat. Thanks so much, Volo. He says, have y'all seen what's going on with Illuvium? I've never heard of Illuvium, but
Never heard of Illuvium, have you? Oh, it's a
no.
great game that's coming out very soon.
Oh, really?
I'm anticipating that like crazy. Yes,
Yeah.
I'd invested in Illuvium since it was less than $100.
Let me pull
And
up
now
price
you're
action
saying
now.
it's around. Go ahead. I'll just
Oh,
leave it to you guys.
Illuvium. Here it is. Do I dare? You said less than 100? $493. Holy smokes, man.
There you have it. There you have it. And that's
Wow.
nothing compared to the Axie investment, but
Yeah.
so that actually leads me to the point, which is the two main concepts of cryptocurrency that are going to be the future of crypto is one, DeFi, and two, gaming. Those are the two big protocols in cryptocurrency that will make crypto reach the skies, honestly,
Wow.
because that's what everyone wants.
Absolutely. And one thing I feel like that's kind of overlooked is the fact that the crypto community, and I kept mentioning this, more after I read your article, the crypto community and the gaming community are so intertwined. They
Absolutely, it's more so than ever. Ever
Yeah.
since the release of Axie and having it become into the mainstream, we've been having a flood of games coming out. I mean, we even have a VR Pokemon game. It's not actually called Pokemon; it's called Revamon. But you get the point. There's so many games coming out. So many card games. You got Splinterlands. You got Gods Unchained. I mean, I could go on with this stuff. It's endless, and it's on the rise. Like, it's the number one. Actually, it was the number one NFT for the longest time. I think it still might be.
Wow.
So, yeah.
My goodness. And now we're hoping that Shiba Inu follows and becomes
I think if you have
Just
the
that.
right team, anything can happen.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. So Volo, I hope that answers that. He says if you do know what's happening with Illuvium, what are your thoughts on that particular crypto? Appreciate y'all, Sheeb and Leash. So yeah, I kind of want to know a little bit more if you want to dive into that for just a second.
Sure.
Since you know
Well,
more than I do.
Illuvium- Sure, absolutely. Illuvium is kind of like a similar game to Axie Infinity, actually, because it's got the same concept of like taking turns to battle. However, I think the game is called TMT. I don't know what the game was called, but there's another game it's influenced by. However, the point is that it is the most AAA looking game coming out that is crypto related, and it's coming out. It should be coming out in less than a year now.
Oh, wow.
So the graphics look incredible. However, the development team, which is the number one thing I look at when it comes to any sort of investment, is just top notch. We have developers who helped create BioShock, the first BioShock game, as well as Infinite. You have people who, so big dogs. We have big league players creating a game that honestly I think will improve on the things that Axie Infinity wanted to implement. And so I think in all reality, Illuvium is the next big NFT game coming out. So
Really?
Yeah. And the craziest part is instead of earning SLP like you do or any other currency, you actually earn ETH with your time playing. So there's no need to transact your SLP to ETH or anything like that. You just get ETH.
Yeah, and earlier I made a video this morning actually before we're doing this live stream about it was from Statista about Statista. It was just regarding the amount of gamers in the globe. So we have a population I think of 9 to 10 billion individuals globally. A third of people in our globe, over 3 billion individuals are considered or they self-identify as gamers.
Incredible. And these are
3
gamers
billion.
who don't get paid for playing.
Yeah, exactly, man. So this is just, I don't know. I'm getting goosebumps right now. So
I know.
I
did too while I was writing this thing. Trust me.
crazy, man. Okay, so there's Illuvium. Thank you so much to Volo for mentioning. So would you again, not financial advice, but JD, do you think that Illuvium, because you said you got in below $100 right now, $489, would you recommend for me or anybody else that's interested in finding kind of that next Axie, could this actually be the next one? Because at 310 million market cap, I know Axie's right around 4 billion now, and with less than 30,000 holders.
What I was going to lead to.
Okay, go for it.
I was gonna tell you, just look at the market cap. Look at the market cap. Where is it? Don't look at the price of Illuvium. You have to look
Exactly.
at the circulating supply, as well as its utility, but most importantly, its market cap. Its market cap is so small. It's so small, and especially for what the potential is for this game, especially when you have developers like they have. I mean, geez. And on top of that, this Illuvium coin is not just going to be some sort of in-game currency. Illuvium is going to be the governance token of the entire Illuvium development team. So they're going to maybe possibly make future projects in the future. And so Illuvium is not just specifically for the Illuvium game. So I'm not going to suggest anyone invest or not invest, but what I will tell you is that I'm invested, and I'm invested pretty heavily. So
Okay.
that gives you an idea of how I feel about it.
Maybe take those Cardano gains and buy some Illuvium, huh? Man.
Oh yeah.
Dang. Okay, so yeah, you and I definitely got to talk because again, and guys, by the way, I'm gonna put a poll throughout the stream. I want you guys to tell me: do you guys think JD should make his own channel? I already suggested it, but let's get a poll going throughout the stream, and you guys let us know what you would like to see. But Patrick also dropping a $10 super chat says, JD, much respect, fam. Pop, what's going on? How are you doing, Patrick? He says, JD, when do you think Shibarium will drop? And also, what are your perspective on gas fees on Shibarium blockchain? I've addressed this, so if you want to go ahead and talk about it too.
Sure. I mean, Shibarium, it's kind of an unknown, really. But based on the knowledge I was able to gather on it, it should actually be coming out later this year. That's what I've been told, is that it's most likely coming out by the end of this year. And in terms of the gas fees, we have to think about the layer 2 solution. The layer 2 solution is either going to be a side chain or a complete legitimate layer 2 solution. What do I mean by that? I mean that Matic, for example, is a side chain. Its native token is Matic. Although they actually purchased another application which will allow them to become a true layer 2 solution, which allows them to do ETH but very cheap. And so I think, I guess I'm kind of fast forwarding a little bit, but one of my solutions involved paying gas fees in SHIB. Which I think is something that definitely is a must in my opinion. It doesn't have to be done, but I do think it would benefit extremely. But we'll get to the solutions. But essentially, Shibarium should hopefully come out by the end of this year, and it will most definitely cut down the fees, because regardless if it's a sidechain or a legitimate layer 2 solution, the fees get cut drastically. So.
Absolutely.
Right now, if you can see that ETH fees are insanity. It's a rich man's game right now, and so yeah, it couldn't happen anytime sooner.
Love it, man. Love it. All right. Well, there's the take there about Shibarium, and so Volo says with the $5 super chat, I am buying Illuvium right now. Hashtag Smurn. Man, and then you also have Stephen B dropping the $5, and he says, JD, I absolutely loved your article. Ahmed, thanks for making this happen. But he bought ILV at 150. Been following their Twitter. Awesome project.
Good for you. It's an awesome project.
Man,
absolutely.
Why aren't you guys telling me about these new projects? I've been so focused on just all the, I don't know. I just feel like I need to
live and sleep crypto.
Exactly.
Watch YouTube videos all day, every day. Read articles all day, every day.
Man, and you're seeing some beautiful ROI. I love it, guys. Congratulations to everyone that's been in for a while now. So, all right. Now, what would you want to hit on next? Do you want to, because basically I think following next, it's pretty much the solutions, I believe.
Yes, I already got through the 2 protocols we got to look out for.
Yep.
So I guess we can start with solution 1,
yep,
which is providing a lending program. Well, that's it's pretty straightforward. A lending program involves collateral, and we have the perfect setup for that collateral, which is our staking protocol. Now, I understand a lot of people's concerns if we were trying to do something like that, but you can always change your collateral amount. So, considering the fact, in other words, that SHIBA INU and Leash and Bone are more volatile than, let's say, a stable coin. There's no doubt about that. So a lot of people would fear using that as collateral, because who knows what type of price swings are going to happen based off of how much they're borrowing. And so if they over exceed, then they're going to have to pay some sort of fee for having not enough collateral for the amount borrowed. So But whatever the case is, you can always implement a system where for every 200% invested, you can borrow 100%. So that would alleviate the fears of having your collateral diminish. Not saying that it would ever do that. I mean, but I'm just saying that would be people's concern when it comes to lending. People like safe. People like the safest of the safe they can possibly get. And so the way you can make it safe is by the amount of collateral necessary for the amount lent. Okay.
I love it.
And again, we're gonna have the SHI stablecoin coming out pretty soon too, and so that would we could do that as well with SHI.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would feel a lot safer with that. And again, this applies for any cryptocurrency. When you have Aave, for example, you can use Bitcoin, Ethereum. Only a handful of probably the top 10 cryptocurrencies you can use as collateral against the money you borrow, but nothing beyond that, right? So they try to play it as safe as possible.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
But I do think it's an absolute must for Shiba Inu, and I think it would take things so much further because it would incentivize people to stake, and keep their money in there, which is such a must. We want to think about ways in which people are going to use the swap. That was the fundamental way that I thought about all these ideas.
Exactly, because I know a lot of people have been upset, especially with the Berry feature, about the percentage returns that they were seeing, and ROI wasn't what they were looking for. So it's now okay. Right. How else can we incentivize? So really, again, you hit the nail on the head for sure there.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah. No, yep. Dude, I only have good things to say about what you wrote.
Thank you.
Yeah, true visionary here.
The amount of compliments was really, really humbling. I appreciate all of that.
Right. I even saw SHIB Informer and some of the other Twitter pages were responding to you, all positively. So.
It was, very, very amazing stuff. It's incredible to see them comment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah. So, do you want me to go on with solution 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Go for it.
Solution 2. Now we're going to be talking about gas fees on Shibarium, right? I mean, we kind of already touched on this, but my idea would be to use SHIB as for the transaction fees. And again, the main reason for this is because it would provide major incentive for SHIB and major utility for SHIB. SHIB would be like the ETH of the SHIB network, right? So, and when it comes to that, right, you're going to have so many more transactions with SHIB. And that is inevitably going to come right into the community's pockets because the returns are based on how many people use the swap. Okay, so again, with all these ideas, they're meant to be able to incentivize people to use the swap. And nothing more, in my opinion, for SHIB would be better than using it like we use the ETH network with ETH, So SHIB should be, and again, nothing has to be the way it's implemented here. I'm sure there's alternatives that could be similar to this. So, but I do think that this is a very, very great alternative.
Absolutely.
I don't know, what do you think about that?
No, I think it's absolutely brilliant because you said like Terra Luna and Polkadot, they allow you to pay gas fees with. Exactly. You could use different tokens or coins.
Yes.
To pay the gas fees, but the fact that if on Shibarium the only way to pay gas fees is with SHIB, again, gives SHIB that much more utility. It gives it another layer. So I think it's wonderful, man. Like almost a no-brainer. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so all right, so now we can go to solution 3 here, and so this is one that I definitely think would be a great idea, which would be to embrace our community aspects, right, by expanding on it and allowing there to be, a fully charted yearly calendar of events that could be paid for in Bone, which in this case would incentivize people to use Bone, right? And so what can you do, for example? You can do virtual events is a definite given, right? But beyond that, we can also do special NFT giveaways where people have to purchase a raffle with their Bone in order to enter to be able to receive that NFT, and whoever receives that NFT will probably be very well off because it will be worth some money based off of the investment that they invested with Bone, right? You're right. And then if Shiba Inu and its ecosystem really picked up and went to the skies, which I truly do believe is possible, then we can even throw major events like even like a concert. We can even have like a concert in which people can come for several days and have like a whole what's that music festival? Have several music festivals with EDM music. It'd be like a massive event. We could do anything, right? So I think that would just incentivize more so on the community side of things. So there's that.
I love it.
And yeah, thank you. And so, okay, now we can go to the solution 4, which is discussing e-commerce. Now, to me, this was a complete given. Okay, this like the e-commerce sector of Shiba Inu just seems a bit inevitable to me. And so what I mean by that is we can be literally the Amazon of the crypto space, and beyond that, we can allow people to purchase, or not purchase, but people to list their items and maybe pay a fee for that, or maybe they could pay a fee for when the item that they put on gets sold. Regardless, this would incentivize SHIB once again to be used, right? Which in return would end up coming back to our pockets based off of the returns from this swap. Okay, and again, the Amazon one I think would shoot the returns to the to the roof, because if people just use Shiba, the Shiba e-commerce protocol as opposed to Amazon, I mean, how much revenue Amazon receives.
Oh yeah.
If we had an official e-commerce for crypto, then I mean, it's game over in my opinion.
I totally agree. I really do back that for sure. 110%.
And again, this wouldn't be possible, however, without the layer 2 solution, because I mean, we can't pay extreme fees to make it happen. I mean, no one's going to want to pay $30 in gas fees just so they can get some toilet paper.
That is a fact.
Exactly.
That is totally a fact.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And then
Okay.
also Mark Rivers with the super chat says, "Your pop, great stuff. Are you and JD's Revenge talking to the developers about all of JD's ideas?" Yes, we are. Each of them are moonshots, he says, for the SHIBARMY.
Great.
They truly are. I mean, obviously, again, it's very bullish perspective, and he's trying to give shed light on things that might have been overlooked for quite some time by the development team. But again, don't underestimate those devs. Like, they've been working in the background. Maybe they haven't established some things, but just letting you guys know, tomorrow for Shytoshi Saturdays, where I'll be going live again, probably in the evening sometime, which I'll announce after the stream is over, we are going to be talking about what Shytoshi thinks of each of the solutions, because I asked him what he thinks, and again, he really backed each and every one and thinks definitely there's room for the majority of them with SHIB tokens. So
incredible. That's incredible. And again, I do want to fill in by saying that, when I was writing this, I was never intending, I hope I wasn't stepping on anyone's, grounds. I was just essentially trying to help the community. I've read the very first version of the white paper. I've been here for a long time. I'm just trying to help here. I mean, so the the Ryoshi's vision even said in the white paper, stating that the community is the most important aspect of Shiba Inu. It takes the individual in the community to make a difference. So this was my way of doing that. This is my way of shedding light and giving my efforts out to the world. Now, the reception that I received was incredible. I mean, I was amazed by it, and I was so, again, humbled by all of it.
Much deserved.
And again, many people have been asking, for me to talk with the dev team and all that, and that was never my intention, of course not. But if that's what they want, if they're trying to have me try to provide more input, I mean, I'm willing to comply. I just want to stress that I did not want to step on anyone's ground. I did not want to discredit anyone or insult anyone. I hope I didn't. I was just trying to do a good thing.
Yep.
So, yeah.
No, and I totally think most people here that are listening know for sure that your intentions are 100% good, and obviously, by your perspective, it's only going to shed more light and bring in new investors to the space.
Yes, so, thank you. I hope so.
Yeah, man, no, 100%. And we have Daltour. How are you doing, my man? All right. Okay. So my personal favorite. So just, again, I don't know if everybody knows this, but I've actually been a gamer since so I immigrated to the US 2002, 2001, and been gaming pretty much after that first year of coming to the States. I played a lot of video games. I loved MMORPGs. Like I used to be the biggest RuneScape fiend in the world. I used to play
RuneScape.
Yes, old school RuneScape, man.
Nice.
And even when they brought old school RuneScape back, and I actually created an account, and I here and there I actually still log in and play a little bit with some of my some of my friends. But
awesome.
Again, it's just I've realized the power of gaming and the power of community. So when I read solution number 5, and this is for me, I think what will absolutely completely change the game for this crypto asset. That whole 1 cent target that a lot of people have mentioned. Really, in my opinion, I think if we create a game, an MMORPG, because we have the community component, and of the community members, if we put out a poll, if we had any of the official SHIB Twitters put out a poll, how many of you associate yourself or consider yourself a gamer? I'm guessing probably 9 out of every 10 investors are gamers. So imagine having an influx of all these people coming in and making the Shiba world an actual legitimate platform.
Right. I completely agree with you 100%. With a game, it only made sense to me that we insert that into the Shiba Inu ecosystem, because I agree with you. I don't think any of these any ideas I've seen are going to implement as much utility as Shiba World. But I do stress this, and I stressed it in the article. It's only if it's done right. And the most important aspect is a good development team with history who know what they're talking about. I think, again, even the genre, like what I wrote was just a possibility. But we can literally make a game that mixes, Majora's Mask with Animal Crossing, with even Nintendo pets. It's like you can literally do anything. However, I do think that the vision must remain according to Ryoshi's. I think it should be faithful to it, and so I do believe it should be a game in which represents you as a hero in the game, but also has a factor of heroism in real life. And what I mean by that is the possibility to maybe donate some of the income to a selected donation that you can apply on Amazon Smile. So, anyone based on their opinions can vote and try to decide where they would go and donate. But that would incentivize people to, be donators as well as players and receive a good amount of money. So the reason for that is because it creates an image for Shiba Inu, and it creates an image that is faithful to Ryoshi. And so people who invest in Shiba Inu, first and foremost, invest because of Ryoshi. Honestly, in reality, it's because of Ryoshi and his vision, and his vision for the community, right? Which is complete selflessness and all about giving to people without asking anything in return. So that, I think, would be a very powerful message that we can implement in a video game. Think about that.
Oh man, the thing is, I know I'd be playing, and if I could,
I mean, you could have your own land. You could even have a dog house that you could create, and you could have perks on your Shiba Inus that would have different abilities, rarity traits. And even something crazy. I mean, you could, when you're done playing, what you could do is you could put your dog in a dog house, right, and then turn off the game, and maybe you could start staking for you. It could be staking while it's in the doghouse sleeping. Why not? The things that you can do with a video game are endless. I like you have played games for a very long time. I've been very much so educated around this space, and so that's why I was able to write a concept that I think fits the image of Shiba Inu.
Yeah, man. And the big thing is also understanding that people who are into video games, like including myself, I told you guys 2003 2004 I started playing games. Till 2021, I'm an adult, I'm a married man, but I still need to get my fix of video games. It just becomes, it's part of our lives as gamers. So make sure you guys all understand that, hey, yes, we have, yes, things progress, or, you might play a game for some time and then not play as much anymore. But regardless, if you have people playing a game, making money, playing a video game, that just changes everything up. Just imagine that.
Absolutely, that's exactly my stance on this. And again, there comes the very important part that I've actually illustrated as well in my article, which is land plots. Land plots actually are a big fundamental basis of Axie Infinity. In Axie Infinity, you could purchase land, and there's like, if you heard the devs, they said they're like 2 steps of the 10 phases that they're getting ready for. And one of the major updates that they're going to have involves the land plots, in which people can already purchase, by the way, and they do, and I have some myself. You can earn crazy steady income by doing that. And what they're going to allow you to do eventually is to create your own games on your own land plot, as well as sell virtual items. And so when people purchase the land plots and the update comes, people are going to be able to venture out in the open world and go across people's land plots and play the games that these people have created, and as well as be able to purchase assets that they want to put on their own land. It brings a whole nother perspective to community. So that's why they're so big.
Yep, man, I 100% love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Exactly. I feel like, again, if even some of the 5 solutions are implemented, I think it would benefit Shiba Inu greatly.
100%, man. It doesn't have to be all 5. If it was all 5, I think that'd be best, of course. But
that
again,
would be the best ideal situation, of course.
Yeah, and the fact is again, these are all proposed solutions. So the development team and individuals, you guys have to understand. When Ryoshi said, and again, I know JD touched on this part, is that we are the Shiba Inu community. We are this crypto asset. We are the token. It's not the development team. Yes, they are the ones who implement certain things, but we come up with ideas. They listen to our ideas. They will, get exposure, because guess what? That's what we do. Look what happened. JD created, this article that he wrote up. He put it on Twitter for the SHIBARMY to see, thinking, okay, cool. If a few people can see it, right, that'd be great. But then look how far it's come. The community liked it. They got it enough traction. Now he's on this channel via, again, a live stream. Look how quickly things can escalate and how quick the word can spread, right?
Absolutely. I mean, if you got something good, share it. That's I guess the best advice I can give to the community members is share your thoughts. Let people know what you think is best for the community, and maybe if it's something that the community wanted and liked, then they're gonna share it, and it's gonna spread, and maybe hopefully have an influence on the future of the entire ecosystem. That is what, in a nutshell, Ryoshi wanted.
110%, man. Everything you said today, again, throughout our dialogue, I think, again, is something that I am 100% backing, and I'll do the best I can to make sure it gets to the hands of those who can actually make the change happen, and implementation wise. So again, asking Shytoshi, hopefully they'll be able to address this via Medium or something, but I think again this needs to be recognized and exposed to more individuals within the Shiba Inu community. And I know, looking just at the stream analytics right now, 4,400 people have come in so far and watched our dialogue. So again, I know we're informing one person at a time. And for the 561 of you that are on right now, make sure you guys smash that like button. Let's get this out to more people. The mysterious algorithm works in whatever way it wants, but I know the likes and the engagement end up allowing this video to flourish and get out to, more people out there.
That's key. Absolutely.
Yep.
It's up to the community to make that happen.
I love it. So JD, I saw a couple questions earlier about your SHIB position. So are you currently, of course, I'm guessing if you put in the effort to make this article, I'm guessing you are an investor in this token.
Yes, I was definitely an investor.
Yeah, because people are asking, are you investing? So
yes, as I've stated, I've been an investor from the very beginning. I've only added to my position. So
yeah, when you said it was less than 15,000 holders, so I don't even know what price that was back then, but
oh, it was a few zeros less. Let's just put it that way.
Man, that's awesome. So one other thing, I guess before we, I'm sure you have things that you have to do, but the other question I was wondering is for you, because I know we talked about Illuvium and some other crypto assets. So what are your, top 3, top 5, top 1 cryptocurrency, whatever you're willing to share in terms of bullishness and, ones that you think have the most potential in the short or long term?
And in I should stress, I mean, this is other than Shiba Inu, correct?
Other than SHIB. So of course we know,
Okay.
Everyone here that's watching is very bullish on SHIB, but just your take on some other crypto assets that you might really like too.
Absolutely. I mean, I can tell you a little bit of my portfolio. So I do have a good chunk invested in Solana. I do believe in that protocol, as well as Radium and Serum. Those are the applications on the Solana blockchain.
For sure.
Yeah, I also do invest in ADA. I have invested in ADA before it was $1. And so I do have my Bitcoin. I have my Ethereum. Those are my safe bets. But I also have some Chainlink. I think Chainlink is a very, very important aspect of the future of cryptocurrency. I also have, let me think here. I have a good chunk. But I would say the one I'm most bullish on, it just might be Illuvium, to be honest with you. Because, again, it is a game that is coming out to the cryptocurrency space in which you earn ETH, and it looks AAA. The development team is very promising, and it uses the aspects of Axie Infinity, which, as we already know by now, is really successful. Okay, so I do think Illuvium has a lot of potential, and could go very, very far. Of course, if the game is really good. There's other games I should mention, like Star Atlas, Mirandus. These are other big AAA games coming out, but they are, in my opinion, it's a little too soon to invest, because there's been several games that were announced in the regular video game space that had a lot of promises, but on release it didn't live up to that hype, right? So I'd be a little cautious when it comes to games that are years down the line, but that's just me. I'm not going to give any financial advice. That's just how I see it.
For sure.
But most importantly, yeah, I would say Illuvium.
Love it. Illuvium. You guys heard it here first from JD.
Yep.
As number one.
That's right.
All right. Good deal. And with its current market cap, I'll definitely do my own research. So it is an ERC20.
Sure,
it's an Ethereum contract. It's under the Ethereum contract. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you can swap this via Shiba Swap maybe, or just on Uniswap?
Currently, I believe it's actually on one chain. I think you can pretty much buy it in most areas, but it is a little limited. I'm not sure if it's on Shiba Swap.
Gotcha.
But it could be. Of course, I invested before the swap is even out. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Early bird.
Early bird. Yep.
Love it. All right. And Thin Air asks, take a community poll to see who will donate to make this game happen, basically. So, man, I know people would. I know I would. I would invest money for Shiba World to become.
Hey, I would love that. I would absolutely love that, and I would give as much knowledge as I possibly have to make the game as best as it can be. So, I agree though that the video game as well as the land plots, those are like fundamental game changers. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. All right.
So yeah, those are my solutions.
There you go. Do you guys have any questions for the man JD? By the way, speaking of the man, 343 votes for the poll for you to make a YouTube channel. 74% say yes, 26% say of course.
Wow. Okay. So was there even an option?
Like, no. I put no option for no. If you're voting, you're voting for either yes or of course.
Oh, jeez.
They want it to happen, man.
I gotta do it. I know it's definitely something I'm considering. So I mean, don't be surprised if I do it. Trust me, it's been in the thought channel for quite some time.
I'd do it, man. It looks, again, you have just a lot of experience and perspective. So I think, and your vision. The vision is what really people look for. Because again, a lot of us can kind of speculate and see what's happening, but if we have something to kind of, pair with both a price target and a vision, it makes a nice, they come together pretty nicely.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you.
All right, and Roberto dropping the $5 super chat says, have you checked out Save Ralph token? Oh man, sounds like a meme by name.
I have not heard of that one.
He says they are working on a game. Yep.
Ah, okay.
And it's still a pretty early project.
Again, like I wanted to say, I mean, there's a flood of games coming out. So I mean, I can't possibly keep up with all the games that are coming out. I mean, you have games like, even what is the game? It was on the Binance Smart Chain, in which essentially all you do is, gosh, what is the game called? I wish I can. We can try to think of it later, but point is that all you have to do is you press a button, and then a battle simulation occurs, but there's no actual battle simulation. It's literally just a loading screen, and then it tells you whether you won or not, and then you get income. Literally. So I mean, it could be something as basic as that, but that's not, in my opinion, Shiba Inu standards. We want AAA top end. We want Illuvium, in my opinion, times 10. We want the best. I think what would be most fitting.
I love it. Absolutely, man. And a couple people ask, what's JD's Twitter? So if you guys look in the description below, I have his tweeted. It's at JDS_updates. So make sure you guys give him a follow, tweet at him, ask him questions. I'm sure he's going to be as responsive as possible, and I can let the man talk for himself. But
absolutely, no. I that's in fact one of my key things. I'm trying to stick with the standards that I have, and I try to treat everyone equally. I did my absolute hardest to try to respond to every single individual that made a comment or a question. So I'm trying to be as communicative as possible and as responsive as possible. So yes.
Awesome, man. I love it. All right. Yeah. Do you guys have any last minute burning questions for Mr. JD himself? And I'm planning to have him on, more often. So after we hear back from Ryoshi, it seems like the feedback has been great so far. So make sure you guys comment after the stream ends here in a little bit. Make sure you guys go down below, comment, and let me know your thoughts about our dialogue today.
Great.
Anything else you want to address while we're waiting for maybe some one or two more questions, JD?
Well, I guess there was the one element that I didn't really discuss yet, which was the name for Leash, aka Doge Killer. I do believe that is, because I want to be careful with my words here, because I get the incentive behind it, and I do believe actually in the beginning it definitely made it more popular and well known. But now that we're trying to reach a more legitimate protocol, and we've already come so far, oh my gosh, I do think that there's no need for that sort of name on our ecosystem, because in reality, Dogecoin does benefit us, because as Doge goes up, we go up, because we are supposedly still a meme coin to the eyes of the mainstream. However, when Dogecoin comes up, people look at Shiba Inu and they see that Shiba Inu is formulating a transformation to legitimacy, and it's becoming, if not the best protocol that I've ever seen, because of the fact that it took advantage of both sectors of the cryptocurrency. It took advantage of the community perspective as well as the financial protocols. So I do think, however, that if we didn't have Doge Killer, I think that would possibly bring in more investors who may have been invested in Doge, but might consider wanting to get into Shiba Inu as well. It might not do so because of the name. I think that instead of having that, we should have the exact opposite mentality. We should be welcoming the Doge community and should be advocating for them to come join us and welcome them, as I stated, with our doors wide open. Because I think the less bad sentiment, the better.
I totally agree, and I saw Matt Wallace, again, with all the things that have been happening, especially even with eToro, they actually went about and actually closed the, they deleted the video that they made, but it was just kind of poking fun at Doge after they listed SHIB on their exchange. So again, really, we got to do our best to, again, embrace them. That's why I'm an investor in both the Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. More bullish on SHIB, yes, but that doesn't mean I want to bring down Dogecoin by any means.
Exactly. So, we always want to stick to Ryoshi's vision. We always want to stick to a community-driven economy.
Yep, absolutely. And Facts No Feelings says, have you heard of Baby Trump? Seems like they're copying SHIB. I've seen it all over the place, but
There's a lot of babies, there's a lot of Inus, there's a lot of stuff out there.
There really is so many of these copycats, or whatever you want to call them.
It's been flooded with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to be careful, folks. Careful, because the majority of them are just going to be rugs, and you'll lose all your investment. They're just going to take all your money from you. So be extremely cautious proceeding. For me, kind of limiting the amount. The reason I actually bought into Ryoshi Vision was because it was backed by the Shiba Inu development team. So Shaitoshi spoke highly about it, and so did Call. And thankfully, we've all made 500, 600% gains on our initial investment. So, congratulations to everybody there. And so Garrett also with the $5, he says, when Lambo. Just kidding. Great talk. Learned a lot.
Great.
When Lambo.
I think it's been an honor for me to be able to give my perspective to everyone, and it's been really amazing, having the response from you guys. It's been inspiring more than anything. So
love it, man. We appreciate you, JD.
Hopefully we'll get that Lambo one day.
Yeah, man. It's still on the radar. It's not too far fetched.
Absolutely. It's not even. It's really close on the radar. What are you talking about? I truly think, literally, people are gonna be shocked. They will be.
Yeah. I keep telling people, be prepared, not surprised when we see things. We were consolidating for such a long time, right around that 600, 630 Satoshi units for SHIB, and then out of nowhere just started pumping again, and it's like, wait, what's happening now? I'm like,
right.
This is part of the plan. We're gonna see these kind of pumps.
People seem to forget Doge. They seem to forget about what happened with Doge.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, and the sentiment that was there for Doge, in which I think is like a cajillion times more valid than it is for Shiba Inu, considering the fact that Shiba Inu is applying utility to what used to be a meme. So yeah, I think when there's a lot of negativity towards a project, it's mostly due to a misunderstanding. They don't know what it is, and so they try to pair it to something else, like Doge. But
right.
This is not Doge. This is much bigger than Doge. Much bigger than Doge.
Yep.
So you're gonna see what we saw with Doge, times 100. You don't even know. Anything could happen.
Yep, exactly. Because we have utility. That's the number one thing that we need to understand early on. Early utility and big community backing. So much positive things coming. The swap was a success. It's doing really well, especially during that liquidity period. And I think, again, people are going to come back into it as only time will tell, of course. But Roberto also mentioning with the super chat says there's a petition going on for Leash to be listed on Binance. There has been, and also for Bone to be listed on Coin Market Cap. So we're awaiting, a couple more listings and things of that nature, which of course will help the price action over time. For me, you guys know my biggest position is in SHIB, but I'm also holding Bone, and I'm utilizing the swaps. So some of my returns are in Bone, holding those for the really long term. Because again, as a governance token, if this ecosystem succeeds and some of these things that we mentioned as solutions give more utility to some of the other assets, I think they'll also do really, really well in the long term. All right. And
absolutely.
Yeah, man. And then Brian Edwards also dropping, $25 super chat. Thank you so much, Brian, for your support tonight. He says, being a community means we can move as a block. It appears to me that SHIB, Leash, Bone, Ethereum, Ryoshi Vision, Matic, X Fund are all part of the ecosystem. Why not cover and support these projects as a group? That's a very valid point, man. I totally agree. I think, again, just the fact that they're all part of the Shiba Inu, as you said, part of the ecosystem. Although it's SHIB, Leash, and Bone, the main ecosystem. Ethereum, of course, is a big driver. We're utilizing their blockchain, again, and that's what people are mainly complaining about with those mining fees. Yep. Ryoshi Vision having the great tokenomics, Matic, and X Fund. Yep. So yeah, I totally agree with you, Brian. I think it's something that we need to bring more to the table. I know haven't done my part of talking a lot more about Bone and Leash. But, throughout our live streams, you guys know I establish positions or increase position sizes when I see the market pull back significantly on those assets. So Bone right now is down pretty heavily. So might consider scooping up some more.
Yes. And I should mention to people understand that in reality, it's ETH's fault, not Shiba Swap. Okay. So people need to understand that because people sometimes don't. They think that the gas fees are high just on ShibaSwap, but no, you go on any swap and it's priced heavily because it's just the ETH network. It's working on a lot of solutions, but until then, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have that issue. Now, this fork, if you are you know, if you know about what's been going on with Ethereum, is over time gonna make that better. However, in the beginning, it made things worse. So it's gonna make things worse before it gets better, and eventually we're gonna have ETH 2.0, which will change the game forever.
Love it. And I guess that's all we had. I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to mention, JD?
No, I think that's about it. I think I was able to get everything I wanted. Just, I guess when tomorrow happens, you're going to be talking to Shaitoshi. Tell him I say hi.
Will do, man. I'll let him know. JD's been trying to reach out too. I didn't know you had some attempts, so I'll at least bring it to his attention. So I just talked to him on Telegram. That's the only place that he doesn't respond anywhere else to me.
Oh, okay.
Twitter, there's always delays, and so, but I'll do my part. Definitely see you all for Shaitoshi Saturdays. I'll be probably uploading an update tonight if something comes about, because again, the market is looking really, really good. And yeah, we'll see where everything goes. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. One last thing here from Pachio Fambam with the $5 super chat. Thoughts on Saitama? I'm holding my initial position. It went up 200% after we discussed it on the channel, and I know we saw significant sell-off since, and now it's basically back to where it started. So you guys know, I pretty much bought in because of the fact that a lot of people were asking me to cover it, talk about it. The fact that Steve, the SHIB analyst, went over and joined the development team opened up my eyes a little bit about it. But again, I just don't want it to be one of those, another Inu token, if you will, or another site, just another token. But the fact that the developers are so open to talking, I've been in discussion with them to have them on for an AMA. I like the project. I think it has some potential. But again, a lot has to happen for more people to buy in, because people don't want just another copy of Doge or another copy of SHIB. I think people want to see something new. And the fact that Saitama's, offering their wallet, things that they're doing, it's bringing utility, which of course is going to excite people. And JD, I don't know your thoughts about Saitama or any of the others.
I'll be completely honest. I am not invested in it. However, I am very aware of SHIB Informer, and I like the guy. I do think. Obviously, I don't think I should be the one to provide much input because I don't know much about it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do believe a lot of, I do hear a lot of good things regarding the protocol and how it could link the cryptocurrencies together, right? It links Doge with Shiba Inu somehow, right?
Yeah, and I think, again, like the one thing that I'm noticing right now is the fact that they're working a lot on some charity-related events. So I saw a lot of different things, and I know Steve, I believe he might be from Kenya, and so one of his biggest things for joining the dev team is giving back to his home country. And I know they've already done, they have a lot of images with the Saitama logos all over different philanthropy type events. So I love charity, of course, and anytime there's a way to give back, if it's through a cryptocurrency or not, I'm all about it. So that's what I had for you guys, man. Still holding strong. I guess that's it then. Looks like we caught the majority of questions. Hopefully, if you guys have any more, just comment them in the video. I'll send them over to JD if I see one that kind of pops out. Appreciate everybody's love and support tonight. Thank you guys all so much for your continued support. Make sure you guys go over to JD's Twitter, join him, and mention to him that, again, you were part of the Your Pop family or whatever. And yeah, and Daryl Musto, he says, hello, my fellow pharmacist, will SHIB take us to the promised land? I can't do any more shots and tests. Daryl, I hope so, man. Yes, we've been doing a lot of testing at our site too, a lot of vaccinations. But yeah, man, I hope so. This is, again, I might make a video my retirement plan with crypto.
Why not?
Because I'm hoping in the next 5 years I won't have to go back to work anymore, because it is extremely exhausting.
One day your work is going to be a video game.
Yeah, I would be more than happy to do that. I love gaming, so I'm all about it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate everybody's support. Make sure you guys go over to JD's again one more time at JDS_updates. Right here on the screen, also in the description below. Go on Twitter, and hopefully you guys will be seeing him on the YouTube space soon.
Great.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Thank
Fantastic.
you guys very much. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given. And again, the last thing I'm going to say before I guess we go is repeating myself a little bit, but make sure if you have any ideas worth sharing, do it. Share it. Let people know. You know, the more people voice out their opinions about Shiba Inu, the better, and the more actual utility incentive, the better.
There you go. You heard it here first. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Big things to come, man. Big things to come. The future is looking really, really bright for the overall crypto market and Shiba Inu as well. So thank you again, guys. I'll see you guys all tonight for another video, or tomorrow for the live stream for Satoshi Saturday. So make sure you tune in. And until next time then, keep investing.